So as of recently, the retractable leash has been the primary leash of choice for me when I begin working with a dog, at least until I'm at a point with them where we have that off-leash trust and I can just really let the dog go and explore. And there have been many benefits to working with the retractable leash, particularly when the dog is fresh in the program and doesn't even know anything. But one of the big ones that I'm really loving is it allows me to work with the dog and their instincts instead of working against the dog and their instincts. So imagine I take a dog like Doug out, any dog, but especially a dog like Doug, hound dog mix, wants to explore, wants to sniff, naturally kind of a defiant temperament in Doug, and I take him out into the world like this, or really anywhere outdoors, and he's on a 5-foot leash, and I'm just keeping him in that 5-foot bubble, and he's going to be trying to zig and zag and go left and go right, and I'm going to be making it uncomfortable for him to pull, not allowing him to pull or branch anywhere outside that 5-foot bubble. And then when the dog is being a knucklehead or being resistant or trying to come up the leash or any combination of that nonsense, we're going to label him as stubborn. Look how stubborn this dog is. This animal who was born to explore, and good boy Doug, born to explore and sniff and be a dog, be a predator, and I'm going to tie him to a 5-foot back tie essentially, and tell him that everything out in the world that is piquing his interest, he's not allowed to engage it, check it out at all. And think of how me doing that instead of working with the dog can just feel like you're completely working against the dog, and you're in this war or this battle that you feel like you have to win to I guess what I'm trying to say is it feels like a battle. It feels like a battle that you have to win. You and the dog. It's you versus the dog. He wants to pull. You want him to not pull. And you're going to win that battle. So what the retractable leash allows me to do is I can still put up the boundary that he's not allowed to pull. He's still not allowed to pull. If the leash gets super tight, I still give him information there that says, I don't like that. That's not allowed. But he's not trapped in this box. So I'm working with him instead of against him, which is what it would feel like to both of us if he was on such a short leash. So what I used to do is I would start every dog on a 5-foot leash, and I would not allow them to get onto a long line or anything beyond that 5-foot leash until they were immaculately behaved in that 5-foot radius. And I would consider that the dog earning freedom. Come on, Doug. I would consider that the dog earning freedom. You need to behave immaculately. You need to submit to me on this 5-foot leash before you're allowed anything additional. And now I do the total opposite, where the dog doesn't need to earn freedom. Freedom is, it's almost like a right. We don't, as human beings, earn freedom. We consider freedom to be a right, and that freedom can be taken away to a certain extent if we do dangerous behaviors. So, the freedom gets taken away. I don't allow him on the longer leash to rush up to other dogs and other people, because he might do something stupid and dangerous, so I have to restrict his freedom in that context. But you know, this isn't complete freedom, of course. Complete freedom is off leash, completely off leash, but this is, you know, free enough to explore and get that out of his system. And then from there, I will start to add some level of control, and there's much less resistance. What I mean by control is the obedience, teaching him, you know, a heel command, teaching him essentially to now walk nicely on a short leash. Hey buddy, easy. There's the downside of the retractable leash, is when he really wants to just go. I'm going to put him on a real long line soon, but when he wants to just go, he's going to hit the end like that. But now that he's gotten all of this out of his system, I'm going to start to teach the control portion, where now I'm going to demand that he does walk on a shorter leash, and there's going to be so much less resistance from him and so much less headache for the both of us. Doug, come on, buddy. Yes, man. With me. So with me is the heel command that he's learning right now, and now he's on a short, loose leash where I'm with me, where I am denying him. Nice, man. Okay, good, man. Easy. So when he's on that short leash in the obedience, I am now kind of denying him that freedom for the time being to assert control and teach him something that I'm going to need him to do when we are passing dogs and other things down the line. But you know, we've been working on that for a little bit, but there's so much less resistance than if I was trying to assert myself in that way right from the jump, day one or week one, where he never experiences any of this. He's just constantly right here next to me like a soldier. I bet you could imagine how that can feel for him and for us as the handler, like we're in a constant battle with the dog, because you really are. You're in a battle with the dog's genetics, his drive, his deep intrinsic desire to be a predator, an animal, and roam and explore and sniff and do the things that, do the things that animals do. It's kind of like if you've ever been to a baseball game, you know, a Major League Baseball game, you've got the field, Doug, where the game is going on. Easy. Again, downside of the retractable there. You've got the game going on the field, and it's exciting. The field is manicured to perfection. You got your favorite baseball players, the best baseball players or athletes there are in the world, competing on the field, on the diamond. It's an awesome experience. Now imagine I took that little kid who's experiencing that game, and if you've been to a MLB stadium, you know that outside of the field there's like a section where there's like concession stands, there's food you can purchase and merchandise you can purchase. It's kind of away from the field, indoors, and they have these, Dougie, they have these kind of TVs hung up, so while you're standing in line waiting for food, you can still be watching the game. So imagine I told the kid, they knew that outside of that section there was a real live Major League Baseball game going on, but I said, no, you have to stand here and you have to watch it on the TV, the little TV hanging up right outside where the players are playing the real game. You can smell the freshly cut grass. You can hear the roar of the crowd. You can hear the bat hitting the ball, that beautiful sound. And the kid knows that the real deal is going on outside of his point of view, but you're depriving of that and you're making him watch it on the little TV. That's kind of what it is to take a dog out into this area and restrict him to a short leash. Is he knows what's out there. It's his instincts are demanding that he explore and check it out, and you're completely defying him that. in order to kind of fit your agenda, what you need him to be able to do in the moment, which is walk like a gentleman by your side. You can have the best of both worlds. And the retractable leash is the tool that I'm using right now with dogs that enter the program before I have that total off-leash freedom to get me to that end goal. So that's the way I think about it. If anybody cares to chime in why you don't like the retractable leash, why you think this is maybe nonsense, or if you've experienced the same thing, yeah, I'm always interested in hearing other trainers or dog owners' perspectives on these things. Doug, come. Come. Come on. Hey, And see that? I can still give him the pressure I need to. Come. With the retractable at the push of a button. Come on. We just started working the official come command today. With me? Good man. So that's obviously super sloppy, but the with me, we've been working on for a little while. Little over a week. With me. Doug. Okay. Nice, man. So I can start to get that control that I'm going to need in the future to be super solid. And I can do it without much conflict. Go, Dougie. Woo!